Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. You know, I was thinking about yesterday's video and we went through some of this bin. Yeah, it's a Tuesday thing. I'm going through some vintage whips, you know, 3+ years old, right? Some really ancient things, some of them up to a decade. And realized last week I didn't work on any of them. I showed some, but I didn't actually touch any of them beyond putting it back in the bin. And I don't want that to be the case this week. I want to dedicate some time to actually working with some of these things. They're not going to knit themselves. I've got crochet in there too, but I mean, either way, it's not going to work on itself. I've got to do it. I've got to actually get over it, grab it. It's not that difficult. So it'll take a little bit of time. That's fine. It's been waiting patiently. So I decided I was going to work on the sweater attached to this. This is the Patons Classic Wool Worsted Weight, Patons yarn, and I think it's 100% wool. No, not 100% because it does have flecky things in it. So 90% wool, 7% acrylic, 3% viscose. See, because it's got all the little flecks in it. And I got this back in the day at Tuesday Morning for $3.99 a skein. These normally retailed for like $8.49. Got it. So I think I had about 4 of them and I thought I can make a sweater. So let's go downstairs and see what I'm doing and how that sweater looks so far. Okay, so we are downstairs in my overflow yarn room and I have put on one of my vintage works in progress. And it has been dubbed the VIPs. Obviously, they are the most valuable things that we have kept around for years and years. So this is a sweater. I don't know if I had a pattern. I don't think I did. I'm not sure when I started this. This is made with Patons Canadian Classic Wool Worsted quite a while ago. I'll go into more details on that. So I found this in my Tackle It Tuesday bin, and this is just one of the older projects that I have. So put it on her. Okay, that works. That is way short for anything that I would like to wear nowadays. So I've got to go ahead and pull this out. Now the question is, how far do I pull it out? At first I was thinking here, because when it's not on the mannequin, it has a weird divot between, like I was doing waist shaping, between the waist shaping and this end right here. I don't like that. I finished this off in seed stitch. I will bring it up closer, but I finished it off in seed stitch and I don't like it. Not on this. I mean, it looks great on the mannequin. I'm not gonna lie. It looks fantastic. It looks a lot better on the mannequin. And then I was also looking at, and I'll bring this up closer too, I did have shaping, waist shaping going from here. I do have the decreases going all the way from here down to here. And then I kind of went out a little bit, but not much. That's why I have that weird divot. So when I first pulled this out and looked at it from my bin, I was thinking I'd have to pull all of the ribbing out. Well, it's not ribbing, it's just seed stitch, and go up to there. But after taking a better look at it, if I wanted it to fit me where I feel comfortable on my body the way that it's shaped now, I would probably want to go all the way up to here and almost redo the entire sweater. Or at least up to there. You know, I don't need all of that waist shaping, all of those decreases. From the time period I started this until now, I've changed sizes. That's life. So that is how that goes. So we want to see what it looks like on me. So here it is on me. And I guess it doesn't look bad. I don't have to pull out that much. And if I, you know, like most people went on a little bit of a diet, whatever. But I don't like it that short. If I were to go up like this, that's the top of my belt right here. And that's where that sweater ends. That's not comfortable for me personally. That's just my personal preference. So I will have to pull that out. I think I will until that weird, strange divot that I had going on. Pull that out to that point. Re-knit. I've got 2 full skeins of yarn left, plenty to make it long enough, and then whatever I have left for the sleeves. So that is where I am in my vintage brown tweed sweater. Okay, so what'd you think of that? All right, so you got to see me trying it on and what's going on. And like I said, I was going to go ahead and hold that up to where you could see closer. I know downstairs, whatever. I love it downstairs. It's just the lighting is not the same. And the sound is not the same. So here's the underarm right here. Stand up so I can get that. So you can see that. Can you see how it's pointing down, those stitches? That's some decreasing. So up here at the top of the underarm, and then you can see where I started doing some heavy decreases down for the waist. I don't know if I want to keep that, and you can see how far it went down to right here. And then I went straight, and then putting this on, and I don't like that. What do you think? I love the seed stitch. I really do. I think that is beautiful, but not at the bottom of this particular sweater. So trying it on, you don't see that weird little divot kind of thing, because I'll fill it out. But let me go ahead and hold this up. So you can see right here, it does this, goes in right here, kind of comes out and then down a little bit. So it gives that weird, see, there you go. Now you can see what I'm talking about, that weird little shape right there. And I was thinking, I need to pull out to at least that. I don't like that. I'll put on probably a ribbing. Do I have ribbing at the top? Do I have ribbing at the neck? No, I have seed stitch at the neck. So I'm probably gonna pull that out too. The neckline has a little bit, the neck doesn't look too bad. The neck doesn't look too bad, but it is still attached, so I can pull that out. I remember that's the second time I did the neck. I just didn't like the way that it looked the first time. That was years ago, but it did fit fine. It fit comfortably, so I might leave it, but it's still attached, and I've got 2 full balls left. So now it's just a matter of how far up. Before I turned on the camera and went downstairs, I was thinking I would just go ahead to right here. But look at that weird little divotty thing, right? That's just weird. But I was thinking I would just go to there because I don't need all of that waist shaping, but I do need to increase. So this was supposed to be like where my waist is, the smallest part of my waist. I do need to increase because, well, my hips are larger than the smallest part of my waist. Go figure, right? You know, I mean, that's how that works. So I would still have to increase out, but avoiding that. And it's just a matter of how far up I want to go ahead and pull out this particular sweater. I've got them in needles, so size 8 needles. I have the needles that I will put this back on. That's not an issue. This needs to be re-knit. It's how many inches though? Before I got on here, I really thought it was just going to be up to there, but I need to go up a little farther. The increases are needed. Let's face it, that's just a beautiful thing. I'm a little disappointed that I did so much waist shaping, which is fine. When I started it and everything, that was fine. I'm just not comfortable with that much of a negative ease sweater. I think it looked great on the mannequin. I did. That looked absolutely fantastic. What I might do is go up to here, because that is another where I had decreased right there. You can see that. Maybe go up to there and let that be the largest decrease, work even down to here, and then flare out a little bit more, giving myself the room and the comfort, and make it at least 3 inches longer. I do not want a sweater that ends at the top of my belt. And these are not pants that go up like really, these aren't super high-waisted pants. Well, actually, they go to my belly button. I'm checking. I'm like, yeah, this is my belly button's covered. Yeah, they hit my belly button. But that's not a comfortable place for me to have a sweater end. And let's face it, the more out we go, the more the sweater goes shorter. Kind of like those Grow With Me shop tops that I made for the kids. It's the same situation. So yeah, I want more length. I just want more length with that. So that's where I'm at the moment. And it's that little decision-making factor. I do have the end right here. I have some ends. Let's see. Is that, I wouldn't have woven in the ends. Aha, that's the one I want. There we go. That's the one. And I was just watching the other day one of the shorts where somebody had they were rewinding a pattern, or winding a pattern. They were pulling out a piece that they were working on. It was a hat, and they had their ball winder, and they just had that end attached to the ball winder, and they were just holding the hat and cranking the ball winder and winding it that way. I've done that. That's true. I'm not gonna lie. I've done that. All right, so let's see. Do I have it? Did I get it undone? Nope. Got one little loop. Here we go. No, it doesn't want to play nice, but I will get this unwound and come back and, oh, look at that. It's wanting to snag. Okay. Oh, look at all those live stitches. Does that give you anxiety? You can do it. It's okay. It doesn't go anywhere. And if it does, yeah, pick them up. No big deal. But this is a wool. And if you notice, different yarns. Look at that. I can go like this. Didn't lose a stitch. Look at that. Those did not move. Different yarns, if you were not familiar with that, will ravel really fast. If that was a bamboo or something like that, I wouldn't have done that. It would not stay. It would slide down like, you know, the old days, like pantyhose. You snag a pantyhose and everything, and you just kind of barely stretch the fabric and it's all the way down your leg. Same thing. The bamboo would do that. But the wool is going to stick to itself a little bit, and that does make it a lot easier to do that. So, you know, if I accidentally pull the needles out, or, you know, having the kids when they were younger, grab the needles and run off with it, I'd be able to pick that up. Now, that doesn't mean I wouldn't be upset. That doesn't mean I might not say some cuss words. You know, maybe not out loud, but to myself. It really depends on where I'd be at the project. This one doesn't have any lace on it. It's easy. I'm just pulling it back. I'm pulling it back into the stockinette area. Nice. If this was lace, yeah, that would be a little different. I can re-knit things. I can fix mistakes, drop down so many rows, fix cables, fix all sorts of things. I can add in a yarn over if a yarn over needs to be added, like I forgot it the row before. I can do a lot of fixes like that. Fixing lace, yeah, I'm not so good at that. If it's a minor thing, I've been able to do it semi-successfully, but most of the time with lace, if I don't have a lifeline, I'm gonna lose quite a bit of the project. That's, yeah, live and learn. So I'm gonna go off and start pulling this thing out, and I will come back and let you know where I'm at, and that way we both know. It's accountability. Because if I turn the video off right now and I don't show you how far I've gone and then put the little marker in, yeah, I won't do it. No. So this is accountability. Yeah, we're doing this together, right? We're in, it's like our little secret, only it's not. Oh, this one doesn't count against hubby sweater because you know what? I started this years before hubby sweater, so it doesn't count. That's my story. For everyone who's following the hubby sweater saga. There we go. All right. I put that on the ball winder, so here we go. I have wound off for the sweater. Now, you don't really think I just wound off this little tiny ball, do you? Oh, no. Here's the full cake that goes with it. Yeah, that's a full skein of yarn right there. There we go. This is how much I wound off of that sweater. I'm not going to lie, that's a bit more than I thought. But I just kept winding, and I did get it on the needles. See, there you go. I just kept winding and winding and winding, and I did go up farther than the smallest part of that waist. It was originally 15 inches from here to the very bottom, which no wonder wasn't long enough. I like my sweaters at least 17, 18 inches. So yeah, I definitely want to add more. How much did I wind off? Yeah, it's down 7 inches now. It's about 7. So yeah, I wound off 8 inches. Yeah. All right. Well, you know, that's fantastic. So I did go up, you know, I was contemplating on how far, because I have that beautiful shaping that I started from the very top. You can see how it's going down like this. That is where I had larger at the upper part of my breast and everything. And then I started going decreasing down. So I have that to there. I'm going to go ahead. I haven't tried it on. I'm going to go down, which was originally what was planned, is about that much before I go into some of the increases. I will need to do some increases. I was counting how many stitches were around here. My son called me, so I don't know where I was at. I have to recount all of them. Not a big deal. But yeah, that's where I am. Oh, I need a stitch marker. Yes, I need a stitch marker. Got my little green safety pin thing that all the cool kids do. So that way we all know how much I did and or did not get completed on said sweater. Come on, go on there. Go on there. Look, see? Ta-da! Yeah. And you're like, that's the opposite of accomplishing anything. Kinda. You know, it's like, I thought you were supposed to be finishing something, not ripping it out. Well, you know, I kind of had to rip it out just, you know, while we're chatting. I'm just gonna work on this. But I had to rip it out to make it more comfortable for me. I think it looked great looking at the video. I really do. I think it looked fine on me. But you know how sometimes if you don't feel comfortable yourself, you're maybe not going to wear it, maybe not going to enjoy it. I just wanted it to have just a tad bit more room. So I did end up, I think it was 2, maybe 3 of the decreases. So about 8, you know, 4, yeah, at least 8 stitches. And let's see, what is that size-wise? 3, 6. Okay, that's 8 stitches right here on the needle, from here to here. That's 8 stitches. So that's gonna be a little more comfortable, a little bit more relaxed. Not quite. Right now, the sweater has negative ease. What that means is if I laid the sweater down flat, its measurements would be smaller than my measurements, which means it stretches to fit over me. That's what that means by negative ease. Positive ease, like what I'm going to be doing with my Bloom sweater out of like this thing. Yeah. What I'm going to be doing with that is it would be larger than my measurements. You know, if your measurements are 30 inches and you make something with 40 inches, that is positive ease, right? So you've got a 25% ratio, you know, you've got no more than that, less than that. You've got a good amount of positive ease. On the same token, if you're 30 inches, by the way, I'm not, if you're 30 inches and you make something that's 28 inches, that's 2 inches of negative ease. So whatever your fabric is will have to stretch over your curves. There you go, your curves. That's what that means in patterns when it's talking about that, in case you weren't aware. I know a lot of you are, but I know when I was first starting, I didn't really understand, and I appreciated when things like that did kind of go into that detail for me. Like, I don't know what you mean. What do you mean negative ease and positive ease? It either fits or it doesn't fit. So when a sweater says normally worn with 8 inches of positive ease, like this thing, that's what it says, 8 inches of positive ease. Again, if you're 30 inches, then you're making something that's going to be chest measurement of 38. You know, if you're 40 inches, you're going to make something with a chest measurement of 48, right? And then it's straight down. It doesn't have any curves or shaping. Now, you could do curves on it. You can put some decreases in. I did, right? It doesn't have to go straight down. But that pattern, those flowers, those go down quite a bit. And I have to look at it and I have to contemplate and I have to see the size that I'm making, how many flowers go around. If it's an even number, and I don't remember, just depends on the size you're making, I might have to look at it and make sure, because now I can't unsee it. Thank you very much. And you know who you are. You don't want those accenting as in on top of your parts. There. So thank you so much for pointing that out. I will check to see if I have even number or odd number flowers, where said flowers are supposed to land, because I don't want them to be like a beacon. Yeah, there you go, a beacon. We don't need that. We don't, no. So I can't kind of unsee that. So, And this one too, this particular flower, this particular pattern that I'm making for this one, I know we're talking about this, but whatever, it's saying right there, is the yoke sweater, but it's not just the yoke that ends right here like my purple one, you know, it just stops right there. It goes down into the body, and like the flowers go down here and they go, you know, lower in the sweater. So that actually is a concern. I'll have to look at that, and that will determine what size I make. So there, now I have a decision making factor. But anyway, I just wanted to come back on and show you that there you go. Oh, look, see, I've already done almost half a round just by sitting here and chatting. This is good. This is good. I can officially say I worked on this sweater this week. I did more more ripping out than working on it, but see, there we go. So we'll see Monday if that stitch marker, if we're like away from that or anything. Yeah. So this is what we have, and I'm very proud and very happy that I have this and that I'm able to talk with everybody here, because it has encouraged me to grab hold of some of these projects, work on these older ones and my vintage whips, and mix those up with some of my newer projects. And it's becoming painfully obvious. Okay, that's an exaggeration. It's not painful at all. I don't really care. I love it. That I could easily make and work on different projects this week than I did last week, and still not touch everything that I have that I could around here and pick up things. So that's okay. It makes me happy. And I actually finished some, maybe not in the time frame that I would anticipate when I first started them, but it's okay. It'll still be loved when it gets done. Somebody will love it. If it's not me, somebody else will. With that, I'm going to go ahead and I'll let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.